At the crossroads of Highway 20 and Highway W sits a quiet little community where you can walk to the post office to pick up your mail or drink a cup of coffee while waiting for the boys to load up your feed at the local mill. When you're in Missouri, you know you're home. Welcome to Alma.
Welcome in to another day here in Alma, Missouri. Now that we've got our wheat field harvested and all put away, we have a worker down in that field right now baling up the straw. We've got our alfalfa field finished up. All of the bales are in the building. And now we can get to work in our field of peas. We've got the harvester back there, and then we need to get a forage harvester so we can chop our corn so we can make some silage for the cattle. So won't you join us? All right, now we're starting in our pea field here. Got the baler going across in the old wheat field. We should be able to get all that baled up quickly. And then I got a worker here going in the gleaner. And we're going to run to town real quick because the auger wagons don't work on this map yet. So we're going to have to get one of the old tipper wagons. So we'll grab that in town. We'll take the Dodge in to get it. And then we'll come back, and I'm sure this will be definitely full by the time we get back. So let me run to town and get a new wagon. Here we are in the good old town of Alma. We're kind of a small town, but it definitely has that hometown America feel. With the American flags hanging on all the poles, cars pulling out in front of you. You know, typical American town. But right up here is the dealership. We're going to stop and see what kind of tipper wagons we can get. Hopefully they have something that's, you know, it doesn't need to be too big. We're just going to use a little auger to load our semi with anyhow. So let me run in and see what they got to choose from. I think we're just going to go with this trusted old Rudolph with the extension on it so we can do 24,000 liters. But it's $36,000. We're going to buy it. I got to save some money because we're going to have to lease a forage harvester to be able to chop that silage. So I really kind of need to think of that. Maybe I should try to find a wagon that'll do both. Let me see what else they have to choose from. Well, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with this Crone so I can do this with the silage also. Because that'll give us bigger capacity to run with the forage harvester. It does 52,000 liters. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this. Instead of leasing it, we're just going to go buy it. I don't really need a cover over it. Hopefully our Dodge can pull it. So let me grab the pickup and get hooked up and run her back to the farm. I'm sure this is a pretty good size load for this pickup. It's pulling it. Front end's not sliding all over the place, so I think it'll be okay. But I'll get back to the farm and get this thing hooked up to the Massey Ferguson. I did check when I got this Crone trailer to make sure it would hold peas, and it does. I'm hoping this little auger here will be big enough to be able to unload from this into the semi-trailer. So I don't want to put the peas in the bin. We're just going to run those straight to market. Get some money back in our accounts right away because we're down to $77,000 now after buying this trailer. The combine's been waiting for us quite a while. So try to get down and get him unloaded. Still need to get out of here one of these days and try to get this old junk pile cleaned out. I think you can delete it. Hope so. Find out. So we're going to run over just a little bit of crops doing this. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't take off on us. I don't have duals. Hopefully I'm close enough now. Could have got a lot closer. Which clearly I am not close enough. I'm driving as if I had the duals on. Here we go. There. Perfect. Get this unloaded and should be able to hold a couple loads. Maybe even 4 loads. As much bigger as this trailer is over the auger wagon. As soon as he's empty, I'll pull out of his way and let him get back to work. Catch you when we're full. This tractor is definitely feeling the workout, pulling this trailer around. So I'm not going to fill it clear full. I think I'm just going to put 3 dumps into the wagon, and then we're going to take it and start offloading into the semi. Once he's done, that's where we're going to head up to, and we're going to hope that little auger will do it. I want to see why not. It should be able to. It can offload into the semi from the grain bin. It should be able to offload from a wagon. Let's go find out. Alright, I got the auger all lined up, I believe to be correct. So now, the moment of truth, and see if it'll go from one to the other. I don't believe I've ever used this little auger before. I have used the big yellow one, just a fill grain bin. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's going to take it this way, so I'm going to get rid of the drive over auger and see if I can just dump it directly into it. Well, that explains that. Peas is not accepted here. So there's just a lot of issues on this map with peas right now. I'm hoping the update will fix these little issues. So I think I'm going to get the John Deere tractor and just hook up to this wagon. We're going to fill it the rest of the way full and have it run it straight to market. So let me go swap this out with the other tractor and go get it topped off. And I thought harvesting peas would be something different and fun. I was wrong. So I am very glad now that we went with a bigger wagon. This way we can haul more. Probably holds just about as much as our semi holds. But only the problem is this tractor can only do 32 miles per hour, so it's going to take a lot longer to get to town. But I'll go finish filling this up and then head to town. I noticed there's actually only 2 places that'll even take these peas. We can take it to the train and it can haul it off to Sedalia, Missouri, or we can just take it to the elevator in town. Since the elevator is actually higher priced, paying better than Sedalia, I think we're going to go ahead and just take it to town. So I think I'm just going to go down here. There's a little side road, gravel road that we're going to take, and we'll see when we get to town. Well, while that was going to town to take that load in, the combine was full, so I thought I'd just spin the semi over here real quick and offload it. Well, it turns out it's actually the semi-trailer that does not take peas. So we could have probably been okay just putting it in the bin and offloading it some other way. Right now, we're just going to have to use the crone for everything. Let me finish taking the one load to town and then get it back here as soon as possible. So how many of you out there were already knew that, you can't put peas in a hopper bottom trailer? I had no idea. But I'm sure there's several of you out there that you already knew that. You knew that was my problem. Not that it was the auger or the grain bin or anything else. It was the trailer. Here we are back at town. If I can figure out exactly where to take it. Looks like it kind of goes to the train anyhow. This isn't supposed to be the train depot to go to Sedalia with. Alright, hopefully the duals will fit up in there. Duals have been in my way several times already. It'll make it. Let's see what a load of peas are worth. Phew, I was afraid I wasn't going to take it. There we go. Maybe get us back up to the 100,000 mark. Oh yeah, more than 100,000. Get us back in the green so we can be able to lease the forage harvester. Well, back to the field we go. I think I'm going to work on a shortcut here by taking the railroad tracks. I waited for the train to go through to make sure I wasn't going to get hit by the train, but this will take me right to town, so it should work. Should be safe, right? I'm sure there won't be anything crazy happen. So since the train just went through, I should be fine. I should be able to make it all the way. That's my plan. Taking the gravel road all the way to town, around the farm, it was taking a long time. And this is only our second load. That's how long it's taken to get a load. But he's probably over half done with the field. He's done 3 headlands now. Now he's starting to go up and down. So boy, that's a big field there on our left. Woo! Uh-oh, don't flip over. I'm not sure what we hit, but we hit something. I'm not sure if the dual was just far enough over to catch that tree, but I mean, I can't dilly-dally too long on the tracks or there will be a train coming through again. We're doing really good now. All of a sudden we're getting hung up. Let's see if I can raise that. See if I get the camera view in there. There. Raise it up as high as it'll go. Alright, let's try to get going again. Instead of looking around at the fields, we maybe I better pay attention to what I'm doing. Alright, well, I'll get this into town and get it sold off. Alright, my destination is in sight. I don't see any train coming. Oh, there it is. It got something again. I don't know what it is that it's catching. Now we can just drive on this road over here. Well, no, we can't drive on that road because that takes us to the wrong side of the tracks. Drive on this side. Get up there and get it sold. This is the Sedalia point. If we dump it in the grain bin here on our left, it'll load into the train and go to Sedalia. It must be right in there. Must be that delivery point. I want to sell it and make the money now without having to rent the train. So this is what we do. It should be about 45,000 if I can keep these duals off the wall. Yes, another 45. Perfect. Now let's turn around. Looks like the arms are going down, maybe. Might be yeah, it must be a train coming. As soon as the train goes, then we'll follow it. Don't want to be on the track when he's on it. Waiting and waiting. At least it's a short train. Take too long. Get back, and maybe it won't get hung up on the tracks now that we're empty. But I'll head back to the combine and get it unloaded, and once we get it all empty, we will call it a day, and then tomorrow we'll get up and run to town and get a forage harvester. Well, here we are. We almost have this field finished up. Got a few loads to the market. And then, of course, I did. Last time I was at MFA delivering that load, I looked at the price chart and noticed that this is the worst time to sell these peas, and we're getting 800 and some per 1,000 liters when it actually goes over 2,000 in other months. So we should have just stored it in town instead of selling it. We sold it, and we're going to sell this last load just to get rid of it. And I kind of doubt we do peas again. Now I got to start getting things set up to be able to chop that cornfield. I did pick up the bales off the old wheat field, so all the straw's been picked up now. So it's cleaned up, ready to go. I looked at the monthly chart here for Alma, Missouri, and it turns out you can actually get double crops off of a couple different crops. I believe we planted wheat next month or the month after. I can't remember which, but one of those 2 months we can actually harvest those next year and plant soybeans. And then, of course, with the soybeans, we can go ahead and get double crops off of it. So that is my goal. That'll be on the next episode when we actually go through and till up this ground and get it ready for planting again. But now that we're finished, let me get this combine all washed off and the head put away, because we don't need this combine for a few months when we combine some of our corn, but we don't chop the silage. But I'll get this cleaned up and put away. Then we'll take that last load of peas to town. Here we go with the last of our pea harvest. Well, let's see what we get for a grand total of all the peas we harvested this year. Pull up the screen. Let's see, we're at 153 plus. All right, another 34. So we got $170,956 on this pea harvest. That's pretty good. That'll more than enough pay for our lease and the equipment we already did buy for the silage that we're going to be making. Here we are with the rest of the elevator here on our left. Pretty nice facility. Grain mill. But let me get this back to the farm and we'll go to bed for the night, get up tomorrow, and we'll start our silage. Well, here it is, September already. Headed into town to be able to look at a forage harvester we're really needing to do. We only have $243,000, and I'm thinking about actually taking a loan out with the bank to be able to buy it. Because with having cattle on this farm, we're probably going to go through a lot of silage over the years. So it might be a good investment just to go ahead and buy it now. So once we get to town, we'll see kind of what the bank loan will look like, and also how much we're going to have to borrow. After seeing the interest rates on loans nowadays, I think we're just going to actually lease to own this one. So it'll save us money. We won't have to actually go ahead and get the loan. So we're just going to lease it looks like $23,000 to start. We get that, and when we get a head to go with it here, let me try to get a New Holland also. And we'll go with the middle size. I think that's probably the middle. No, I guess there's another one bigger here. It's a 7.5 meter. Yeah, we'll go ahead and lease that one. All right, now we got our setup. We'll get this loaded up and head home and get it hooked up to the wagon and start chopping. In the Grandpa's Farm series that we're doing, it's based in the 1980s, so all the equipment's a little older. It's kind of nice to play here in Alma with newer stuff. They're a lot bigger now than they were back in the 80s. I mean, they had some bigger equipment, like Big Bud and things like that, but now everything has got smaller in size but more horsepower. So this is going to be plenty of width in this. Let me unfold it here real quick and just see how wide it does look. Because I'm used to growing up with only about a 3-row self-propelled forage harvester, and that's going to be a lot bigger. Let me get this to the house. We'll probably use the John Deere tractor just to run beside this so we don't have to stop and unhook every time and still grab the tractor. We'll see you back there. Alright, he should be ready to go. Hopefully once we pull up next to him, he'll start chopping. Let's see, there he goes. Yeah, perfect. And we're off. Our first silage field. No, I never put any silage additive in it. I probably should have done that. That's alright. But we got this set up to do 3 headlands around it. So we'll get the 3 headlands set up, and we'll show you where we got to put the silage once it's all chopped. Instead of doing a silage clamp, we're just doing an old A.O. Smith harvester. So let me get some of this chopped up.
We now interrupt this broadcast for an important message from Mrs. OSC.
If you are watching this video between October 16th and 20th, 2023, comment the word tractor to be entered in our giveaway. Please see the description of this video for the official rules to make sure you qualify.
Well, here we are. We haven't even got around the field one time, and we're already full with 52,000 liters. So I'm going to run this up and show you the A.O. Smith harvester system. Alright, there it is on the right. The one on the left actually came with the cow barn, but it's just more of a decoration. So we put this one here in, and this is what we're going to use to ferment the chaff. Alright, now that's going in, and we can get the fermenter turned on. And I'm not sure in real life how long these things would actually take to ferment, but I'm sure in game they're really quick. While it's dumping out, might as well turn it on. There we go, and shaft silage. Perfect, there we go. It's already started. Looks like it's 1 in to 1 out, so we don't lose anything with it. But I'll go get some more loads brought in, and I'll probably get the Massey Ferguson out in the wheat field to disc it up to get it ready to plant wheat also in it. We're going to do wheat again so we can get soybeans in it late spring. Get some more of this started. I just checked the planting schedule again, and it's not wheat that we can plant. It has to be barley. Barley is what's going to give us a second cutting of the year, and we come in and do soybeans for the second part. I also checked, and this tractor is 260 horsepower, and this field cultivator takes 250, so we'll do it. Let me get a course place set up and have this guy do this field as we continue chopping the corn. Well, with this load of chaff going in, it's going to get us over 250,000. So I'm going to go back. We're going to get one more load of chaff, and I think 300,000 is going to be more than enough to be able to get us through next harvest season. So I do believe that should do it for this episode here in Alma, Missouri. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to slap that like button. And until next time, have a blessed day, and bye-bye.
Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of God.